Transnet is experiencing backlogs after the recent cyber attack. Authorities are investigating the cause of the IT interruption. On Thursday, the company declared force majeure with immediate effect at its terminals in Cape Town, Durban, Gqeberha and Ngqura. eNCA's Monique Mortlock is following that story and tracking activity at the port of Cape Town. Monique, last we spoke, we were having difficulties from getting anyone from Transnet to appreciate that this is a crisis that calls for crisis communication and taking the nation into their confidence. Has that situation changed? And more importantly, are we seeing the situation improving in terms of flow at the port of Cape Town?
Well, from where we are standing just outside the port of Cape Town, we've been seeing dozens of trucks moving in and out of the port. And a little earlier, we were able to see just from a bird's eye view what the Cape Town port is looking like. Quite busy, getting busier, and this is something that people in the export and import industry and Western Cape government have been hoping for. This morning, early this morning, when I spoke to Western Cape Finance and Economic Opportunities MEC David Mania, he was saying that he's hopeful through the or following the engagements with Transnet yesterday that the situation will improve in the coming days, because this is what Transnet had been telling them. And in the latest statement to stakeholders, Transnet was saying that it's making significant progress in getting systems online, like here at the port of Cape Town and in Durban, two of the biggest ports here in South Africa. And for the Western Cape, the port of Cape Town, as MEC Maynard was explaining to us this morning, the port of Cape Town crucial to our exports industry, to our not only our local economy but the country's GDP as a whole. At this port, we see about 7 billion rands worth of agricultural exports. That's about 50% of the country's agricultural exports going through this port alone. So this progress that Transnet have been making in getting these systems back online has come as a welcome relief. Earlier on, when I spoke to some industry experts like Teddy Gale from the Exporters Club in the Western Cape, he was telling me that this has been a hellish week, and they wish that they can hear from Transnet themselves what the root cause of those cyber issues were. And when I asked them if we've been seeing any ships bypassing Cape Town port specifically, this is what Mr. Teddy Gale had to say.
Town. There were initially a lot of equipment challenges. The good thing is we meet every week with Transnet under normal conditions, and we actually are engaging very strongly with this. And I say through the task that we actually are addressing the issues. Looking at the situation at the moment, I think I've had notification of 1 or 2 vessels bypassing Cape Town again. But the problem is, they have containers for South Africa, and because this has affected all the South African ports, what happens to those containers? There is talk some of them are going to Maputo. Obviously, it's a cost situation from the shipping lines. It's a catch-22. Do they bypass and then take that on carry the containers, or what do they do? So the quicker we get our ports up and running, the better it is for all of us.
Monique Mortlock, thank you for your reporting there out in Cape Town, watching the situation at the port of Cape Town. And you heard there from Terry Gale, they're talking about, the possibility that some of the transit ships and that kind of trade may be starting to think about bypassing some of our ports.